Morning guys! So today I will be filming Mia's Life's morning routine. Actually, from the research I did, it's quite a short morning routine. I think it's only like an hour-long morning routine, which is actually quite good and quite practical. But anyways, before I let you know my thoughts on it at the end, let's get started with breakfast. She usually has porridge for breakfast. I'm not really a big fan of that, so I'm just having cereal. And also, I don't usually have breakfast in the morning, so even this cereal is quite a good radio station. Okay, so the next thing Mia does is have a shower. So that's just what I'm about to do. Okay guys, I just showed you my outfit. Unfortunately, I forgot to film me doing a little bit of light makeup and doing my hair and all that, so unfortunately, yes, I did not get that. But yeah, this is my outfit. A simple white t-shirt with some joggers. I think they're Nike or Adidas, I'm not quite sure. I got them secondhand. But yeah, that is my outfit for today. And that is also the last step of her Mia's Life's morning routine. She doesn't really do much, that's all she really does. Well, that's all she showed me in the video. And she does make a TikTok, but I don't have TikTok, so I can't really make one. And so yeah, that's the end of it. Okay, so this is the last part of my series of following famous YouTubers' morning routines, and I just thought I'd give you my thoughts on all the morning routines that I've done. So the first morning routine I did, if I'm correct, was Ruby Granger's summer 7 a.m. morning routine, and I really liked that one. That was a very nice one. I didn't like the parts, well, I'll tell you the parts that I did like first, and then the parts that I didn't like. The parts that I liked was that when she was leaning out and she looks at all the trees, it was really nice and peaceful. Unfortunately, I was also able to follow that part of the morning routine because I did look out the window, but I don't have trees and greenery to look at. I only have cars because I live on like a main road of a two-story flat, so it wasn't exactly the best. But yeah, so she woke up at 7 a.m. She leaned out the window to look at the trees. Then she had a cold shower, which I decided I wasn't gonna do. I was only gonna do them on hot days. Then she got changed. Then she brushed her teeth, and then she went back to the bathroom to wash her face, which I thought was a bit impractical, because for me, I always just wash my face in the shower, and then I brush my teeth in the shower, I'm out of the shower, then can go and get changed, get ready. But it was kind of a lot of back and forth, which I think is one of the cons of this. The next thing she does was tidy her room, which I really liked because like the room was all fresh and clean for the day. And then the next thing she does was her skincare, which I didn't like she did it after tidying her room because my skin kind of like dried out a bit. I like to have my skin nice and like moist or like freshly done afterwards. So yeah, and then she did makeup, which was nice, looked nice and presentable. It wasn't heavy makeup she did, so I kind of didn't do heavy makeup either, so that was nice too. And she had breakfast. And then she wrote a letter. She mentioned she wrote a letter to someone every day. I'm not quite sure how I would feel about writing a letter to a different person each day, but I did like the idea of writing letters. It was actually quite nice. So I think I would probably get into that practice a lot more. She took a walk in her, in her backyard, she's got like a giant forest. Again, don't have that. I live in a bit of a busy town, so I took a walk on the beach. That was nice. And then planned my day, which I really liked too. I planned my day. and then she did some writing. I didn't really know what to do for that since I'm not a writer like she is. She has an English major. I'm not really a writer like her, but I did do a bit of writing, which was actually quite nice. It got my creativity flowing in the morning, and I really liked that. And then she posted a TikTok, but again, I don't have TikTok, as you've probably heard me say a million times, so I just did a little OOTD on my Instagram. And then she read for 20 minutes, which I really liked. It was really nice, and this routine was very productive side, and I really enjoyed it, and it just made me feel ready for the day. So the next routine that I followed was Brianna Kwan's morning routine, and I really liked this one. Overall, I think it's quite a good one too. I'll just go through what she did just as a little recap. She woke up at 7 a.m, which wasn't too bad. I think I went, if I remember correctly when filming that, I went to bed a little later than I usually do, and so I didn't get that much sleep, but it was fine. She checked her emails and calendars, which I really do like that one, because then you know what your agenda is for today. You know if you have anything to reply to, that's all replied to in the morning. And then checking your calendar, you know if you have anything that will affect your routine schedule. So when doing your to-do list, you kind of know what you want to get done that day, which I thought was really nice. And the next thing she did was make her bed. I really liked that. My bed was nice and clean for the day. She brushed her hair, which I couldn't really do, because if you have curly hair like me, brushing it dry just would be a frizz-ball, so I had to brush it wet. So yeah, that was alright, not really much different. While she had a shower and washed her face and all that, she listened to a podcast at 1.5 speed. It was okay. I listened to the one that she watched too, which was Emma Chamberlain's podcast, Anything Goes, and that was alright. 1.5 I think was a little fast for me. I could understand it, but it was on the faster side. So I probably would just, if I was to listen to a podcast, would listen to it at the normal speed. She then did journaling. I've never journaled before, so I didn't really know what to write. I don't know if journaling and writing a diary entry is the same, so I kind of did it in a diary entry style, but at least I got my thoughts out on the page, I guess. She took her dog for a walk. I don't have a dog, so I just took myself for a walk. I went on a nice walk, and it helped me to clear my head, which I really like too. And then she drank some lemon water, and then she had toast with bananas, but I had just toast with chocolate spread, and I did have the lemon water, but I wasn't a big fan of that. But I probably would in the future put into practice just having a giant glass of cold water, maybe to get my hydration levels up. I heard that works, so I probably would try that instead. So the next routine that I followed was Brianna Kwan's morning routine, and I really liked this one. Overall, I think it's quite a good one too. I'll just go through what she did just as a little recap. She woke up at 7 a.m, which wasn't too bad. I think I went, if I remember correctly when filming that, I went to bed a little later than I usually do, and so I didn't get that much sleep, but it was fine. She checked her emails and calendars, which I really do like that one, because then you know what your agenda is for today. You know if you have anything to reply to, that's all replied to in the morning. And then checking your calendar, you know if you have anything that will affect your routine schedule. So when doing your to-do list, you kind of know what you want to get done that day, which I thought was really nice. And the next thing she did was make her bed. I really liked that. My bed was nice and clean for the day. She brushed her hair, which I couldn't really do, because if you have curly hair like me, brushing it dry just would be a frizz-ball, so I had to brush it wet. So yeah, that was alright, not really much difference. while she had a shower and washed her face and all that, she listened to a podcast at 1.5 speed. It was okay. I listened to the one that she watched too, which was Emma Chamberlain's podcast, Anything Goes, and that was alright. 1.5 I think was a little fast for me. I could understand it, but it was on the faster side. So I probably would just, if I was to listen to a podcast, would listen to it at the normal speed. She then did journaling. I've never journaled before, so I didn't really know what to write. I don't know if journaling and writing a diary entry is the same. So I kind of did it in a diary entry style, but at least I got my thoughts out on the page, I guess. She took her dog for a walk. I don't have a dog, so I just took myself for a walk. I went on a nice walk and it helped me to clear my head, which I really like too. And then she drank some lemon water, and then she had toast with bananas, but I had just toast with chocolate spread. And I did have the lemon water, but I wasn't a big fan of that. But I probably would in the future put into practice just having a giant glass of cold water, maybe to get my hydration levels up. I heard that worked, so I probably would try that instead. She also works as a pharmacist, like intern, and she does a lot of college work. I'm in my summer right now and I don't really have an intern job. That's not one of my goals, to be an intern. I do have normal work, but yeah, mine is more work, as in I go out and work. I don't sit behind a computer, so I didn't really have much work to do. So I kind of just tied up some loose ends that I had to tie up, and that was actually a great use of my time. So overall, I think hers was also just after Ruby Granger's on the productivity scale. So then I followed the famous billionaire morning routine. I actually thought it was actually alright. I would probably do that again. I don't get why this routine would make you a billionaire per se. I feel like this is just a normal everyday routine. But I definitely thought that it was quite a good routine. So just to recap again, the morning routine was waking up at 7 a.m, which is a common theme through most of the morning routines, was actually wake up at 7 a.m. I find it a bit too early because of my sleep schedule. I may, if I wanted to wake up at 7 a.m, have to change my sleep schedule. But I find waking up at 8 a.m. a perfect time for me. But I did like waking up at 7 a.m. The next part of the routine was very weird. It was like recalling your dreams. I don't remember my dreams, like, unless it was like a really great one. I don't really remember them. I wake up and it just, like, I feels like I've been sleeping in darkness the whole time, so recalling my dreams was a bit difficult, so I kind of daydreamed through that whole like 1 to 2 minutes of recalling my dreams. So yeah, I didn't really think much about that. The next thing was make your bed, which I really, again, as I've said before, I really liked it. Kept my room nice and tidy. Have a glass of cold water. That was really nice. I chugged that glass down and it was actually quite refreshing. I did feel hydrated. Usually I have like a really husky voice in the morning, and that got rid of that. The next was breathing work and meditations. I kind of did them together. The breathing work was, I searched up on YouTube like breathing exercises to calm down anxiety, because I thought that may have worked, but it was just breathing. Like, I don't know how to say anymore. There's probably some better science behind it, or maybe I need to get a better video, but that was basically it. And then the meditations I really liked. I'd probably do that before bed because it calmed me down so much that I was getting a bit tired, even though I'd just woken up. So I'd probably do that like as a calming down part of my evening routine. Then it was workout for 1 to 2 minutes, which actually before, when I was writing this down on my little list to do, I was like, 1 to 2 minutes, is that really gonna do enough? But then I ended up doing like a circuit, which was 30 seconds, I think you'd have to go back to the video, but I did 30 seconds of 4 different exercises, and actually surprisingly that was enough for me. Someone who's never really worked out before, that was actually perfect, and I felt really refreshed after it, which was actually really unexpected. Then I had a cold shower, which again, you know my thoughts on that. I'd probably leave that for a hot day to have a cold shower, but on a cold day I was very cold after it, so I didn't really like that. Then it was have tea. I'm not a big tea drinker. If you saw my video, you know that I wasn't a big fan of it, and I would not do that again. The next one was journal. Again, I've never journaled before, so I was really out of my comfort zone, and I don't know if journaling's for me, so I don't know if I would continue that practice. The next thing was the to-do list, which I really enjoyed. I just love planning out my day. I'm a very organised person, and a to-do list is already part of my routine anyway, so it felt quite comforting. And then the last couple of things was read for 20 minutes. I did read for 20 minutes again. I think 20 minutes is a perfect time to read, and so I really enjoyed that. And the last thing on the list was brain straining. I wasn't quite sure what brain straining involved, but the most people that I watched do this routine was learning a language or something like that. So I did go on Duolingo and was learning my 3 languages that I'm learning, and that was a really good use of my time. I usually do that in the evening though, learn a language, because I find that I'm more productive at night time than I am in the morning. In the morning I'm kind of groggy and all that, so I find it easier to learn languages at night. So again, I would continue that practice in my evening routine. My second last routine was Unjaded Jade's morning routine. Hers was very focused on your health and well-being. There wasn't much productivity in there, and I really enjoyed it. It made me have a nice fresh start in the morning routine, and I really liked it. I will go over what she did again, and it was waking up at 7:30. That was actually a little later than most of my morning routines, but I think it was I found it better to wake up at 7:30 because it's closer to 8 in the morning than I did at 7. The next thing she did was yoga. I found yoga a bit difficult. Maybe it was maybe it was the YouTube video I did. Even though it was a beginner's one, I find yoga a bit difficult as I'm not a very flexible person. I prefer the 1 to 2 minute workout in the Billionaire morning routine than yoga, but they're both a good way. If you like yoga, that's a good way to help your well-being. And the next thing she did was meditate. Again, like I said before, I really do like meditating. I think it's actually quite good, but it calmed me down so much that I got tired, so I'd probably do it in the night time as like a winding down thing. The next thing she did was have porridge. I didn't have porridge, I don't think, because I'm not really a big fan of porridge. I can't remember what I had, but I did have breakfast instead. The next thing she had was she had a shower. I had a shower, and it wasn't a cold one, thank goodness. It was a nice warm shower, and I just really like showering in the morning, so that was just normal for me, and I really enjoyed that. The next thing she did was get ready. I got ready. I did my hair and did a little bit of light makeup. I think I only gelled my eyebrows because that's usually what she does, and that was really nice. It made me look put together, but I didn't have like cakey face or just too much makeup on my skin. And then after she got ready, she wrote a to-do list. Again, like organizing normal. And then she did some editing, which was good. I did some editing. I edited the video that I was actually filming, the Unjaded Jade morning routine, and actually I managed to get that video posted on time. Usually I'm quite quick and I have to do it at the last minute, but it was perfect for me, and I managed to get it all done out of the way without procrastinating, so that was a really nice one. I think on the productivity scale, I would kind of put it on the opposite end. Not that it wasn't productive, because I managed to accomplish a lot during that time, but it was more focused on your mental health and your well-being, so it wasn't not productive, but it wasn't very productive. And finally, Mia's Life's morning routine, the one that I just did just now. So as you saw, got up at 8 a.m, which is my usual, so no different to that. I really like the lateness of it. And then she opened the window. I actually saw an interesting post on Instagram, was that actually opening your window every morning for at least 5 minutes every day is actually good, because when you sleep, your room fills up with air pollution. So opening that just lets you have fresh air and helps your lungs actually get better. So I think I actually might do that in the mornings so that I can stay nice and healthy. The next thing she did was make her bed, which was pretty standard practice. That's what everyone in my morning routines have done. Kept my room nice and clean. I usually do that every morning, so it was really nice. And then she ate breakfast. She also eats porridge too, which is really interesting. Most of the people that I've done morning routines with have had porridge. I know it gives you a lot of energy, but again, I'd probably have to substitute it with something else, as I'm not a big fan of it. The next thing she did was shower, and then she got dressed, which I do every morning as well. So that was really nice. And then she did her hair and makeup, which again I did, standard. And then she filmed a TikTok. That's when she started to go on her phone, was when she filmed her TikTok. And this was a very short morning routine. It was only 1 hour that it took me to get everything accomplished. And again, that was a very average morning routine, I would say. I think that was actually my morning routine before I wanted to get more productive. So again, I would pop that on the other end of the productivity scale. It just focused on getting ready for the day, which usually is what mornings do. So I'm not bashing anyone if I'm putting them on the other side of the productivity scale, because getting ready is all part of the morning routine. It's just, again, my views, my opinions. These are not going to be my last morning routines that I will film. The rest I will do sporadically, not every week like I have been doing. I just thought this would be a nice fun summer project to help me find the perfect morning routine. Now, after that I've showed you my reviews on the morning routine, from these, I think 4 or 5 morning routines that I reviewed, I'm going to tell you my perfect morning routine, and then I will try and follow it throughout the rest of the summer and maybe adapt it to when I go back to college. Okay, so here is my final morning routine that I've come up with, or my perfect morning routine. So what I've decided I'm going to put into practice is wake up at 7:30 a.m. Now I'm used to waking up at 8 a.m, but I want to be more productive, so I'm going to start waking up at 7:30 a.m. I think that is a manageable goal that I will be achieving. The next thing I'm going to do is chug a glass of cold water to help with my hydration levels. I'm going to start putting ice cubes, I have an ice cube tray and put it in my freezer the night before, so then when I do get a glass of cold water, I can make it even colder, which is my favourite, by putting some ice cubes in, and then I'll drink it and I'll be nice and refreshed. The next thing I'm going to do is check my emails and check my calendar, so that I'll be able to do the next step, which is plan my to-do list, so that I know what to do and I'll be able to have a nice plan for the day. After that, I will do my daily text, which is basically an app called jb.org that shares with you a scriptural thought each day and how you can apply yourself through that day, and I think I'll do that as well. The next thing I do after I've done that is make my bed so that my room is nice and clean. No different really to my normal routine. The next thing on my routine is I will have a shower, and then I will get dressed. And that usually takes me to have a shower and get dressed like 30 to 40 minutes. If I'm really trying to do an extra glam look, it'll take an hour. I like to take my time getting ready. That's probably really vain of me. I'm really sorry, but I like getting ready in the morning to look really nice. But anyways, that's what I'll be doing. Then I will go outside for a walk for 15 minutes, but if it is raining, I will trade that in for something else. like the 1 to 2 minutes of exercise. And if I am going to do the exercise, I'd probably do that before I have a shower or get dressed. Because if I exercise even 1 to 2 minutes, I'll probably get sweaty, and I don't like being sweaty. So yeah, that's what I'll probably do. Then the next thing I will do is have breakfast. I want to try, I don't usually have breakfast. I know this is really bad. The only times I've been having breakfast is when I've been filming these videos where these YouTubers have breakfast. And I feel like having breakfast is actually really important to your productivity, no matter what you're having, as long as you have something that will give you the energy to be able to do what you can during the day. So I feel like I'm gonna try my best to have breakfast every day, and then I will read for 20 minutes because I feel like that's the perfect amount of time to read. And then finally I will spend an hour doing something impactful on my day. It doesn't have to be, well, whether it's work, whether it's writing a story, whether it's just, I don't know, sewing something or doing a craft, maybe doing some musical things like piano or my ukulele, or reading extra. I want to do 1 hour of something that is impactful on my day. So will be my whole entire morning routine, and then hopefully that I will be able to finish that by 12. And then kind of, now that all that sort of stuff's done out of the way, I'll be able to kind of enjoy the rest of the day. So yes, that is hopefully be my new perfect morning routine. Now just remember that all morning routines are perfect because it's a morning routine that has to suit you. So for me, I feel like these are some achievable steps that I can do to be a perfect morning routine for me. So it's just whatever you think is perfect. So yes, now that I finally finished my series, I hope you really enjoyed my series, and I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. So have a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye!